And when I opened my wallet to pay, all of my money was gone.
What has been your most
shocking moment? Ooh.
I think for me, even though a lot of my experiences have all been about travelling and meeting people and seeing countries and different cultures and everything, but for sure the most shocking experience probably was when I taught English to refugees in Malaysia for 2 weeks. And I taught children from Myanmar, ages, I think they were 8 until 11, and then adults from Afghanistan, ages 18 to 25. And I think their experience really touched me personally because they'd obviously come over to Malaysia for a better life, to get out of where they were in a war zone, and they actually didn't find that it was as much a better life when they got here. They can't move five kilometres from their house. They can't go to the local church, they can't pray. It was really difficult to kind of go on after that for a little bit because I just wanted to help even more and get more involved with what they were doing in their kind of community and stuff. Their questions to me were like, how do you find it that you can actually marry who you want to marry? How do you find it that you can go to university, you don't have to have an arranged marriage at the age of 18? And those questions I always took for granted from being from England, from having all of that life. And from their culture and their experiences, they don't have a choice. They have to do it in a certain way. They have to have kids when they've been told to. They have to get married to who they get married to. So for me, that was really, really touching. And if I guess from now, if I want to go on and do anything, it could be to support the refugee communities and to kind of help develop that or make it a better life for people like that, I guess.
Potentially one of my most shocking moments travelling has been visiting Southeast Asia's largest plastic dump just outside of Jakarta. It's just incredible how much plastic is there. Indonesia itself doesn't really have a system of waste management, so it ends up in these giant landfills which are sprawling, and they actually have communities of locals there that live in the dump, live off the dump and make their income from scrounging through the dump to find materials to sell and everything else, which I think is a real global problem at the moment. It's just so wasteful. You see it everywhere. You see plastic bottles being thrown away and used every day, plastic straws, plastic on everything, and I think it needs a solution.
Oh, you were in this hostel in Ubud, and one night I was really drunk and I left my flip-flops somewhere, and the next morning I was like, oh, so I can't find them anywhere, and the f***ing woman that worked there was wearing them, and I went to, and I saw, but I thought it'd be really awkward now if I'm like, give me my flip-flops, because I was staying there for like 3 more nights. So I said to her, I was like, I'm really sorry, have you seen my flip-flops anywhere? And she was like, no. And so I said, I was like, oh, they're blue and they say Jack Wills. And then she just looked down, she was like, are these them? And I was like, yeah, they're them, yeah. It was just very awkward. More shocking that she just thought it was about to nip my shoes, but either way, yeah.
My most shocking moment was when I was in Budapest. I had just arrived from Madrid around 2 in the morning and checked into a beautiful hostel. I tried to extend my stay, wasn't working. Decided to go stay in a cheap hostel instead because Budapest is a party city. I wasn't planning to be sleeping very much, so I didn't really think it mattered. I went to an ATM, took out my money for the week, which is about the equivalent of 290 American dollars. Checked into the new hostel, took a nap, woke up, went to go get some food, and when I opened my wallet to pay, all of my money was gone. I went back to the hostel, sobbing, had to file a police report. The police came, the receptionist, as the police are going through everybody's bags, stops and looks at me and says, it was probably that guy who checked in and then left 3 hours later. And I almost killed him. He said, of course, that's who it was. Why are you letting them go through everybody's bags now? The next day, I just decided to leave to go to Slovenia instead, go be in the mountains, be away from people, be in the quiet, try to reset. I was so unnerved by the whole experience because it was just so violating because there's just a certain level of trust when you're in a hostel that everybody's kind of equally vulnerable. You don't expect for that to happen. And then on the second level of I was sleeping right there while this man was going through my things. And what if he touched me, even if it was on my head or on my shoulder? I was a complete wreck. I got to Slovenia. I checked into this hostel, decided to watch Netflix in bed all day. When I woke up, this group of 3 Aussie guys walked in, and I just looked at them and I just knew that they were going to turn my trip around. Those guys really helped me rediscover something about myself, that I'm fun and that I don't hate people and I'm not as antisocial as I thought I was. And I'm honestly grateful that I had that horrible experience in Budapest, because if I hadn't, I never would have met them.
My most shocking moment was going to Berlin to a massive club called Berghain. And it was once, it's been multiple things, but it's now this huge multi-level, multi-room club, and it is a breeding ground for hedonism. You can be and act and dress or not dress however you want, and it's the most beautiful thing because you don't have to worry about people taking pictures of you or being judged. There's literally every shape and size of human, and it's nothing more interesting than going somewhere and expecting, oh, just drinks, or expecting just another night, and you're there for 19 hours and you don't realize it because you've been dancing so hard that it hurts to breathe, or you're just watching people, watching them kiss each other, watching them do more because you can. And that's, to me, it was shocking, but absolutely worth it, and I hope that everyone gets a chance to go. Yeah.